Hello and welcome to Community Report. I am Dari Ido. Would you be willing to convert your petrol-powered vehicle to compressed natural gas, commonly known as CNG? With petrol prices skyrocketing and squeezing household budgets, the conversation around CNG as an alternative fuel has become more prominent. It started as a cleaner, cheaper option, but is it a viable alternative when factoring in cost, safety, and infrastructure? In this episode of the program, we take a deep dive into the world of compressed natural gas, exploring the myth, the facts, and the realities. And from the benefits to the risk, we weigh in the pros and cons for those who will be willing to convert.
Nigeria has over 200 trillion cubic feet of proven natural gas reserves, making it one of the largest reserves globally. Shifting to CNG is expected to help the country leverage this source as a cheaper and cleaner option. The push for CNG adoption is not a new development. In 2007, the Nigerian government introduced the Nigerian Gas Master Plan, an ambitious framework aimed at addressing gas flaring, optimizing domestic gas utilization, and promoting natural gas as a cleaner, cost-effective fuel alternative. This included encouraging its use for transportation. By 2010, more parties, including private players and international energy companies, had entered the scene, contributing to a growing ecosystem for CNG adoption. In 2020, CNG was targeted to replace petrol and diesel for transportation and power generation, aligning with Nigeria's climate action goals. In 2023, the need for the adoption of CNG has become even more pressing. The government announced tax incentives, grants, and subsidies for CNG infrastructure development and retrofitting vehicles to use CNG. The transition to CNG involves retrofitting vehicles with a conversion kit, allowing them to run on natural gas instead of conventional fuels. Conversion kits typically consist of components such as CNG cylinder, a pressure regulator, fuel injectors, a gas-air mixer, and electronic control units.
This is a typical retail outlet that is multinodal. It has a number of services. So there is the side that have the white products, that's the PMS and diesel. Then there is a side that has CNG. And then it also have a CNG conversion workshop where you can convert vehicles. You can also check them, recertify them when they are due for recertification. So this is a typical operation. You also feel CNG like any other petroleum product, just that it is a gaseous product and it is under pressure. You can see these cascade tanks. So
and this the what you call the virtual pipelines.
Yes, they are the virtual pipelines. So in some instances you can actually pipe gas straight to the dispensing pump, but because of that connection is not available, then you can have a virtual pipeline, and you can see they actually look like pipes, like 16 of them in one cascade. So this comes from the compression station. So on the pipeline, the pressure on the pipeline is maybe 15 to 30 bar. So, and that pressure is not enough to allow you to take large quantity of gas. Yeah. So the essence of compression is to actually maximize the quantity of gas that you can transport, and utilize because of the economics. So
do you still do up to 200 bars for this?
Yes, so this comes at 200 bar at the compression station. So now you come to the station here and then you connect this cascade to the dispensing pump, and the pump dispenses into the car at that 200 bar. So there is a compressor system behind the station that is connected to the casket, so that when the pressure goes down, then it boosts it up, because you can only fill into the CNG tank at that 200 bar. So because it's already a controlled pressure, so you need that 200 bar to be able
for
to
effective dispensing.
for effective dispensing. So you need to boost it with a compressor. So it's an automatic compression, booster compressors that just boost the pressure to ensure that the system works. So when vehicles come, they are checked for the connections, the tank, and then make sure that everything is okay. They are issued some kind of clearance, and then they get to the retail point, and then the retail attendant will do some basic checks again, and then will dispense into the car, and then that's the end of the operation.
I understand a bit of this, but I'm going to ask you to clear some of the myths associated with this adoption, associated with the usage, and associated with, of course, the safety of this new policy by government, even though the practice have been out there, but not sufficiently to the manner that you can call it a commercial enterprise. Today, the government wants to make this a commercial enterprise, wants to make this an adoption that, if well received, and should be, it should almost be at parity with the usage of PMS, if not more.
Well, first and foremost, CNG is safe, it's environmentally friendly, and it is also cheaper than the alternative white variants. Now, the safety of CNG is derived from the fact that it is also, one of hydrocarbons. All of them are one family. PMS, DPK, LPG, they are all from hydrocarbon, petroleum. And they have characteristics, things like ignition point, flash point, vapor pressure at which they burn and all that. So if you go to the chemistry and science of LPG, CNG, PMS, and the rest, you will see that CNG is the least, combustible among all of them. And there is a reason why.
Meaning that the flash point is very high.
Yeah, the flash point is very high. The ignition temperature is also very high, over 500 degrees centigrade.
Wow.
Ignition
Whereas
temperature.
you have some that's lower than 100.
Lower than 100, 50, 60
Yeah.
degrees centigrade, and they ignite. So it's very difficult to ignite CNG. Not only that, it is lighter than air. The density of CNG is less than the density of air. So what it means is that it dissipates, it evaporates. So it will not form a pool, it will not accumulate, and then now form that vapor pressure that will now make it easier to burn. While other hydrocarbons, when they leak, they settle. And that settlement, increases the risk and the chances of fire. So from the basic science of CNG, you can see that it is intrinsically, by property, is safer than the liquid hydrocarbons. So now it's a question of handling. If you follow the rules, if you do conversion in an approved conversion center where experts have been certified to convert the vehicles by the relevant agencies, then if you get also the appropriate conversion kits and the cylinder also approved by the relevant agencies, in this case, Standard Organization of Nigeria is responsible for standards of conversion kits, storage facilities, and all that, while the Nigerian Automotive Design and Development Council is responsible for conversion and modification of vehicles, So you make sure that you go to accredited facilities. That is very, very important. Do not patronize any quack or any unauthorized mechanic or anybody who will claim, especially as you said that there's a lot of interest now in the sector. The sector is growing. So it will attract a lot of people with bad intentions who may want to take advantage of the growing interest of Nigerians to patronize the CNG and then introduce, fake, quacks and all that. So we have to be very careful because this is very sensitive, and we don't want to create a bad name for the sector due to the action of people who do not have good intentions.
Switching to CNG can bring significant cost savings for vehicle owners. It is estimated that adopting CNG can save up to 500,000 annually on fuel expenses, making it an attractive option for commercial drivers and private car owners alike.
Commercial or private use?
Commercial.
A growing number of Nigerians are already making the switch, spurred by rising petrol prices and the potential for long-term savings.
Oh, you have converted your own too?
Yes, all these cars are CNG enabled.
Wow. So you want to buy CNG now? Yeah. How long have you been using this?
Just like 2 weeks now.
You did it 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
How did you get convinced to start? Were you afraid before and now that you're using it?
I was not afraid initially, but I was not having the means, not until Atuan helped me to contact it. Oh, wow.
Tell us the difference so far.
The difference is much.
The difference is much. So you have been suffering before?
I've been suffering before. I've been bondage before.
But now,
okay now. I actually enjoy the CNG.
So now how much CNG do you want to buy in terms of Naira?
In terms of Naira, I'm using 15 kg actually.
Yeah.
So if I thought the project is okay, I can get 15 kg. That is 3,500.
That's all?
Yes.
So if you buy now, how long will it take you?
150 kilometers. Max 200 kilometers.
Are you serious?
Yes, sir.
Before you can refill?
Yes. 15 liters equivalent. So it's even better than what...
At 3.5?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you into commercial or private use?
I'm too commercial Uber.
So you're making more money now?
Yes.
Off CNG.
Off CNG.
So you're making more money now. That's interesting. But no fears at all, right?
No fears at all. No fears.
But a lot of people, especially those who do commercial driving, like you say, or private users, how can I put cylinder in my boots? So your own cylinder is in the boots too?
It's in the boots. I can show you.
Okay, let's see. Let's because I'm curious to know. I mean, so that it's not a staged thing.
No, it's not.
Brilliant. Wow. So in the last 2 weeks, this is what you have been doing?
Yes.
Okay, so let's do the math. Before 2 weeks ago, how much fuel do you used to buy?
At times I buy 20. That's even before the increment.
Yeah, before the increment.
Yes, I buy 20,000. At times 25.
Every day.
Yes, every day.
Because we are a commercial guy.
Yes.
But now,
yes, if I just come probably after I buy 3.5, if I come again, I just come and talk for either 1,000 plus or 2,000.
For the next day work?
For the whole day work.
For the whole day.
The whole day now, under 7,000. Up CNG.
So the saving is significant really. And you can see...
Sounds good. Looks like a dream, but I think it's true.
It's true. Very true.
It's reality. Not even true, reality. Very reality. And we appreciate it.
Despite the promising prospects, challenges remain in scaling up CNG usage in Nigeria, and limited infrastructure is one of the problems.
Yeah, the only challenge is just we need more refilling stations.
Yes.
Oh, okay, dispensing.
Yes. Aside from here and Kuba, there's no way we can get to refill anymore.
So project that.
Okay.
That you want to buy, but you don't want to travel too far to buy.
Yes.
That's the next move.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
And you're going to help us.
Thank you very much.
So when did you convert your own truck?
So this very truck, I was driving a normal diesel before. They now brought it like this with this very CGL or
CNG.
So is this one is what you call follow come?
Yes. So to me, to my understanding, this one is very more reliable, more better than the normal gas, you understand? Because like this one now, normally the way it moves, its ways that the truck is not sucking enough of CNG. But as my former truck that I was driving before, which is a normal diesel, we used to consume, you understand?
Like how much diesel you used to buy before?
Diesel, like for a instance, that diesel now from Opela to Abuja here is 300 350
1,000. Opela
Yes.
to Abuja.
Abuja here, going and come. But this is here now where you feel maybe it will be at 19.7 or 19.0. You'll be able to go and come.
When you say 19, is it 19,000?
No, as in the CNG, you understand? Consumption. Like say you feeded it up.
Okay.
Which is a 12 CNG, you understand? 12 cylinder.
Yeah.
So maybe it will be at 19.7.
So that's like how much?
Like how that is not too 210 times that is a 19 points.
Now I'm going to do the calculations. I mean, it's very simple. I know my maths, but let me just do for the sake of. So it's 210 times 19.
Yes.
So that's 3,000 and
Yes.
39,000
Yes.
thereabouts.
Yes. But at that per liter of diesel now, it's considered as a 1,000. The per liter of diesel now is 2,000 something. Maybe we now tax it with that 350 liter.
Wow. I get what you mean.
Understand.
So if we do 210 times 350 liters, so you were on CNG now. You are doing 73,500 as against 350,000 naira before.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it tells me.
Yeah, it's a significant amount of
Yes,
saving.
because it says 350
50 times
350 liters.
times 1,000
times 210.
210.
So that's 73. But that 350 times 1,000, say 200. That's almost 420.
420,000.
So that's
Minus 70.
yeah, minus 75. Let's say 75,000.
So
345,000.
That's a
saved.
saved in one trip from Okwila to Abuja. So how have that helped your business? Does that help you to bring the price of what you are carrying, the business, to charge less?
Less
Goods-
down
the
transport.
goods, the
Because
transport
is no more hard.
Oh, so have you also infected that in your transportation cost?
yes.
Not that you're buying cheap fuel and are still charging your customer plenty money.
So
you
you
have-
buy the fuel, you understand?
High.
So that is how you now do your
Charge it.
transportation.
Okay.
Charges high.
So now you have brought down your transportation
Yes,
charges.
yes.
So you are passing the saving to the people.
An explosion involving a CNG-powered vehicle at a filling station in Benin, Edo State, left 3 people severely injured, including a motorist who sustained a critical eye injuries. These tragic incidents, along with other isolated mishaps, has raised concerns about the safety of CNG systems in vehicles. Critics point to issues such as poor installation practices, substandard equipment, and inadequate safety regulations as potential risk.
If you go to a retail outlets of this nature, it has been certified by a regulator. In this case, the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. So, and once it is licensed, then you know that it has passed all the necessary checks by experts. So the experts that are resident in those agencies you have entrusted them with the mandate to perform that task for you.
So this is one of the warehouses for that, a conglomerate of certification in terms of material and man.
Yes, because like I mentioned, standard organizations of Nigeria will certify everything that is being manufactured in Nigeria or that is being brought into Nigeria. So there's a certification process for equipment which come under SONCAP and MANCAP. These are standard procedures. Then to get a conversion center registered and accredited, they will go through a process with the NADDC. So they will check the qualification of the personnel, they will check the equipment of the conversion center, they will check, the codes and standards under which the conversion will be conducted and be satisfied that that is going to happen before they now issue a certificate of operation for that conversion center. And then they will do periodic checks to make sure that those codes and standards and operating procedures are being adhered to. Then when you come to the retail outlet, the attendants are also trained. Before the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, grants any license or permit, there is what is called MISDO, that is the minimum industry safety requirements for the downstream sector. So all the operators in a typical licensed facility like this have undergone basic training on safety handling of petroleum products. And those handling gas will be exposed on the basic techniques to identify any potential, foul play, and they can flag it. For instance, you can see this tank. It is a complete, there is no welded part in this tank, you can see. It is like a solid.
So that's how it should come.
Yes, so it is a solid sphere, it's a solid structure without any welded component. But every other cylinder that takes any other product usually have some welded components. whether it is a cylinder for LPG, whether it is cylinder for refrigerants, or cylinder for oxygen or acetylene, or any other product. Those cylinders, you see they have some welded portion. The cap, the bottom and the top are welded. But for CNG, it comes at a single molded, cylinder because of the pressure that it contains. Because once you have a seam, a welded component, then you can have loss of containment, you can have burst, So that's, even by mere observation, you can tell whether this cylinder is actually designed for CNG or for some other gases, as the case may be.
So I see that this is one of the places that have been accredited and have all of the certification, both by the automobile agency, SON, NMDPRA, and also is in partnership with the country's energy company, NMPCL. Can we have a look at some of the things that have been done here and see for ourselves what a conversion kit looks like, which of course is already certified, what the personnel are like, what the cylinder looks like, and how much it really sells at the dispensing point later per, I don't know where it's measured per liter, or what's the measurement unit is for, and all of that.
The measurement is done in standard cubic meter, and standard cubic meter in volume is approximately equivalent to 1 liter in liquid, in white products. So because liter equivalent in liquid is like liter equivalent so this is a typical CNG conversion workshop. Currently there is no car being converted at the moment, so they are almost done. So this is the you can see it's extremely heavy, and even from observation you can see this tank is quite different from most gas bearing tanks you may have been familiar with. So by mere observation,
wow, is this does it have gas in it?
This is
it's
empty.
And is this thick?
And is this thick? It's bulletproof.
Oh really?
Yes, the thickness is over 7 to 10 mm thickness. Some even get up to 15 mm.
That's sometimes higher than what you have at in your vehicles for bulletproof protection.
Yes, so this is bulletproof. It's burst proof. It's manufactured to very, very high precision. In fact, the burst pressure is 400 bar. So this is
and the content is 200 bar. Yeah, pressure of 200 bar.
So this is ISO standard.
Yes.
This is 200 bar. That's the operating pressure.
Yes.
At 15 degrees.
Yes, so, that's expiry date.
Yes.
In 2038. So, December. Yeah. Don't use. Yeah, that's what it said. It said don't use after.
Yeah, after 2038. So use only
an MFR
specified products, which is this MFR specified product is that the CNG type 1.
Yes.
So this is a CNG type 1 cylinder.
So these inscriptions are an example of what a typical CNG bottle should warehouse in terms of specification.
In terms of specification. So by saying this, you can tell from the feel, from the look,
yes,
that there is no any illegal fabricator that can handle a material this thick, because the machinery required, the steel, the size, the thickness cannot be handled by any roadside person trying to play pranks.
To allay fears and ensure widespread adoption, the government and industry players must address these safety concerns through stricter enforcement of standards, widespread public education, and enhanced infrastructure development.
This water don't spoil my shoes. Do you have any temporary glue?
And that's our show for today, everyone. If you miss any part of it, you can watch it on our YouTube channel. You can also follow the conversation on our social media platforms displayed on the screen. Thank you very much for watching. I am Dari Ido. See you next time, and bye for now.